And City have really opened it up. Kolakowski on one side and Tilio introduced, and all of a sudden Luna's become a factor. And what a ball that is for Kolakowski, and Maclaren does have his goal. And what a goal it is, a team goal of pure excellence from Melbourne City.
Brilliant from Melbourne City. How they've turned this around.
Noon played in. Goal scorer last week. Maclaren is there, taps it home, and Melbourne City do have their equaliser. No celebration really from Jamie Maclaren, who feels he should have maybe a hat-trick already. It's 1-1, largely courtesy of Craig Noon.
Well, sloppy from Stensness. Tries to rectify it straight away, can't. Berenguer's bearing down on goal. Here's Jamie Maclaren. Another goal for the man who can't stop scoring.
It's a beautiful pass from the Frenchman. Clever finish from Jamie Maclaren. Birighitti trying to cover things up, has to go for the ball. Collects the player late.
Socceroo maintaining the width. Ricochets nicely for Luna. Tap in! Jamie Maclaren on the spot for Melbourne City.
And Jamie Maclaren does what Jamie Maclaren does best. Gets himself in the position to poke into an empty net.
Fans like that ball. Judged it well off the boot. Did the Melbourne City faithful. Now in the boot against King. Lovely ball. Jamie Maclaren taps it home. And he loves having Andrew Naboot back in the starting lineup after his hamstring injury woes.
The step over here, double one. He doesn't look like he's got the room to squeeze that through, but he does through the legs of King and Maclaren. That striker's instinct.
Sloppy turnover, and Jamie Maclaren pounces. The Wanderers with a massive mistake, and you can't do that with the Socceroo in this kind of form. Jamie Maclaren has 6 for the campaign, and Melbourne City in front 6 minutes in. Faces up against Margouche here. Jamie Maclaren fires it into the roof of the net with a quite stunning penalty. He's got 2 tonight, and it's a big result coming up for Melbourne City, the way this is tracking.
Well, that's unstoppable.
Whipped in towards that near post, and it flicks in for Melbourne City. They have the lead now. Jamie Maclaren is claiming it. He'll celebrate with teammates, and he might just have atoned for what happened early from the penalty spot.
Andrew Naboot gets a flick on. I think it's just a fortuitous bounce off the leg of Jamie Maclaren.
When you're in form, you're in form. Oh, that's beautiful, my Naboot for Atkinson. Maclaren! That's why he's out there for moments like that. He's too clear now in the Golden Boot race, and isn't it easy on the eye, the way Melbourne City play?
Here we go again. They're at all sorts, MacArthur, in all sorts.
Naboot. Oh, Maclaren! Kicked out once, not twice! And it's a quick-fire brace from Jamie Maclaren, who's in double figures again. 10 goals for the campaign, and MacArthur FC cannot go with Melbourne City.
Started every game, played every game. Here it is now for Berenguer for Melbourne City. An opening for the home side. Berenguer shimmies. Now Maclaren! Jamie Maclaren does it! He doesn't need much of a chance, and when he gets one, he slots it. Beautiful finish, and with that, he joins Archie Thompson on 90 goals in the A-League.
Margouche punches clear. Maclaren thumps it in, and he does continue the streak.
On this occasion, Margouche punches clear. Maclaren's free. It's a beautiful half volley. Like, how hard is this to do? From a reasonable height, the ball drops, and he just got the technique absolutely right.
Left it a bit short now. Metcalf can bring it away. Does well there, Connor Metcalf. And he's found Maclaren in a little bit of space here and a chance for him to run at pain. Jamie Maclaren into the penalty. Jamie Maclaren! Of course it is!
Golden Boot chaser, goal-scoring machine. A baker's dozen for the season, 13 in counting, and an erring finish from Jamie Maclaren.
Oh, what a strike.
Maclaren equalises and runs to that small pocket of Melbourne City fans. It looks like being their first draw of the campaign, and it's a very handy one. Jamie Maclaren in his 50th game for Melbourne City against Matt Acton, and Maclaren sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. What's new? J-Mac has another A-League goal. 94. And in his first 50 games for Melbourne City, that's 43. Here goes Marco Tilio. Great ball in, and Jamie Maclaren heads home his second and says to Marco Tilio, welcome to the party, young man. He put it on a dime for City's number 9. He's equal record holder with Besart Berisha for A-League hat-tricks. They've got 5 each. This to be the first man to 6 in A-League history. Jamie Maclaren dispatches his second spot kick of the night, and it is hat-trick time and match ball again for Jamie Maclaren, who looks uncatchable in the Golden Boot race. Kolikovsky on the move. O'Neill's found him, and the header for Maclaren. He scored 4 in a derby. That is a new benchmark, and he's loving the service of the substitutes. First Tilio, and now Kolikovsky. He wants number 5. Maclaren! Second man since Archie Thompson to score 5 in an A-League game.
Luna threading the ball. Maclaren first time. Acton at full stretch. He's been like a shag on a rock. Poor old Matty Acton tonight.
Italiano started on his line, to boot chasing it. Maclaren back scoring again, and that's 99 A-League goals for the number 9. And he's 20th of the season already. Galloway. O'Neill, first touch. Second touch was almost going to be a shot, but back to Galloway again. And there it is. Jamie Maclaren, as he's done throughout his A-League career. Right spot at the right time, and with his head, it's his 100th goal in the competition.
That's a super ball from Galloway, who just clips this over the Perth Glory defender, straight onto the head of Maclaren, who's not going to miss from there.
Maclaren expecting Tilio to be there. He eventually was. Again, this movement from City. It's opened up. Perth Glory. Maclaren! He's got a double. He scored his 100th. Now he has 101.
Well, we're just talking about light blue shirts and movement. What about that for a goal? That is a brilliant team goal. Absolute top draw. This is a side at the top of their game.
Now's a pretty good time to get off the mark if he can. Maclaren buries it. Delianov didn't know which way to go. Melbourne City do. It's now 3-1, and Jamie Maclaren has equalled his season record. It's 23 for the campaign. Chelsea goes in on Tilio, and everyone springs to their feet. And Tilio is the one to launch himself forward. He's got Maclaren waiting at the back stick. Jamie Maclaren, a tap in. He's broken his own season record. That's 24 for the campaign, and a big 3 points for Melbourne City.
Maclaren over the ball. Maclaren strikes it. Oh, Jamie Maclaren! You beauty! How about that? The A-League gun goal scorer does it again. Gives Melbourne City the lead.
Postecoglou hands a debut to Brisbane Roar's Jamie Maclaren, the 16th debutant of his reign, and of course the debutant Rashford. Heavy first touch by Fraser Forster.
Well, that would have been a good one for Jamie Maclaren, his first touch as a senior Socceroo.
The dominance of possession, but right now they're probing and struggling to open up any angles for meaningful attacks. Australia. Now one might come as Rogic gets rid of one defender. Whips one in. Maclaren! Jamie Maclaren has his first international goal. He does not waste that one. And the diminutive striker opens his account for Australia with a header and a brilliant one too. He himself was talking about having to improve his aerial ability. He's worked so hard on that aspect of his game.
The pressure is still very much alive for Nepal, and Harry Suter shaping as a towering presence. To get on the end of Moore's free kick, he goes along the ground. Craig Goodwin drives it low. It's in now, Jamie Maclaren. It's taken a touch over 5 minutes, and the Melbourne City striker has just his second international goal, and Nepal's resistance has been broken early.
Keeper again languishing on the near post. Unfortunate for him, great for Jamie Maclaren.
Goodwin, Moy, good first touch, took him clear of the defender. Back heel by Irvine, into the box by Bajic. Ryan Grant back close, it's two, and it's a double for Jamie Maclaren. Couldn't miss from there, really. And in the sort of form he's in, doesn't seem to be missing too much at all.
Jamie Maclaren has found that space again. Not time for his second, Australia's second, and a tidy finish from Jamie Maclaren.
And credit to Nepal as well. They have defended a lot better in this second half, albeit a lot deeper. Off the chest of Irvine, Maclaren, is this the hat-trick? It is! The first Australian to score a hat-trick in almost 2 years since Mila Jedinak netted 3 against Honduras in that World Cup playoff. And it's a night to remember for Jamie Maclaren. Chinese Taipei with everybody behind the ball. Irvine, Rustic, lovely ball, Maclaren, very tidy finish. Jamie Maclaren continues to notch up international goals. Just peeled away from his marker beautifully. Jamie Maclaren find that space.
Yoshitaka Kamori had his pocket picked, and that is a penalty. Maclaren side down by Chen. Jamie Maclaren from the spot blasts it straight down the middle and has another international goal. Goal number 6 for his country. 2 of those now against Chinese Taipei, and for his family and friends doing it tough back in Melbourne. That's a lifter for them.
Penalty converted, Australia 2-0.
Through Rogic again. Maclaren has been left alone. Jamie Maclaren! That one's going to count. Jamie Maclaren, well, if anybody was going to score in this venue, it was bound to be J-Mac. And Australia have the lead bang on the half-hour mark.
You just can't give Jamie Maclaren that sort of space. It's meat and drink for the golden boot out of A-League men's. Now to the Socceroos.
And around 10 minutes after Trent Sainsbury thought he'd given Australia the lead, can Jamie Maclaren finally do that? Of course, they had an early goal disallowed as well against Vietnam through Tommy Rogic. Maclaren makes no mistake from the spots. Goals in back-to-back games for his country, and his 7th in qualifying for this World Cup, and the Socceroos lead in Muscat.
Well, it's an assured penalty from Jamie Maclaren. Unsavable, actually. Brilliant work. The penalty dispatched by Jamie Maclaren.
8 goals in 21 internationals now for J-Mac. Normally as reliable as a metronome from the spot for his club, Melbourne City. But surely must score for his country. And Maclaren sends Galati the wrong way. And if Andrew Redmayne can now make the save from the next kick, Australia will be going to the World Cup.
And Western United have to be careful, very careful. Oh, Maclaren has robbed Leo Lacroix of possession, and then cool as you like, just lifted the ball over the advancing Jamie Young. It's a nightmare grand final rematch for Leo Lacroix.
I don't care. Oh, now there is contact in the box, and referee Danascos says penalty. In front of the den, and he wrong-foots Jordan Holmes to score his 2nd of the season. City are 2 clear. And back at the ground, where he scored 20 goals previously, many of them in raw colours.
Maclaren against Izzo, and Jamie Maclaren makes no mistake and runs, as has been his wont over the last couple of weeks, towards the opposition fans to celebrate.
Chance brewing here, it's Marco Tilio, it's charged down, second chance, fantastic save by Ollie Sale, but it doesn't matter, it's going to be a penalty for handball. Maclaren against Sale, no mistake, regular as clockwork. The name Maclaren once again on the score sheet, his 5th of the campaign, and Melbourne City hit the front this season. Here's Barisha, little sidestep, driving towards goal, it's Marco Tilio, wouldn't sit for him, but guess who finishes it? Him again, Jamie Maclaren, who maintains his records of scoring in every game so far this season. Number 6 for the campaign, and City make the breakthrough. I think that's got to be a penalty, isn't it?
It doesn't get any clearer than that, does it? The arm, you see here.
Yep. The answer is no, he went the right way, but couldn't reach it. Jamie Maclaren has a double, and City are too clear.
Jamison floating it to Tilio, and Tilio beats Hoffman. Plenty of space in behind, and Jamie Maclaren.
Look at that from Jamison over the top of Hoffman, and then Tilio does the rest, takes him on, uses his muscle to get round him as well as his skill.
Behind him is Jamison, Barisha making a run in behind, but they go the opposite side. And lucky they do appeal for handball, and Adam Kersey has no doubts and says penalty. 4 successful conversions for Maclaren this season, and he makes it 5. Maclaren into the corner, Redmayne guessed the right way, got a hand. Boss. And the bounce is deceived down Hall. Van der Ven takes it on the blind side, 1-0 City. Jamie Maclaren, who equals the A-League men's records as he scores for the 8th consecutive match, drawing level with the mark set by Andy Keogh of Perth Glory a few years back. He's in double figures for the campaign once again and maintains his record of having scored in every match this season. But it was Richard van der Ven who set it up. Super play by the Dutchman, and Maclaren, as per usual, converts.
Couple of questions coming the way of the Wellington defence as Tilio again dribbles into the penalty area, goes down. Eyes on the referee, who has given a penalty. Jamie Maclaren, was there ever really any doubt? Goals in 9 successive A-League men's matches, a new competition record. Break forward with Naboot up outside Matt Leckie. Into the path of Andrew Naboot, and Jamie Maclaren is going to apply a cherry on the top of Melbourne City's performance here. 12 goals this season for Jamie Maclaren, and this one has killed Wellington off.
Australian football folklore, doesn't it? In another stratosphere now.
Here he is again, spraying the ball wide for Tilio. Maclaren wants it. Maclaren takes a touch, and it's 10 out of 10 for Jamie Maclaren. He is just unstoppable.